Good evening and welcome. Tonight we'll be going over the history and geography of Caerphilly in Wales, in the UK. Let's see, what's to say about Caerphilly's geography? It's quite hilly. There is Caerphilly Mountain, which we'll take a look at just outside town, but it is not a mountain. It is a large hill at best, but it's quite hilly throughout the county borough. The Brecon Beacons are just a hop, skip, and a jump away, so it gets more mountainous as you go up. But in this county, I wouldn't call it mountainous. What was it? It was some video I did on the UK where I said that the island of Great Britain isn't that mountainous, and some of you Brits called me out and said, well, actually, blah, blah, blah. But by that I meant I'm from America. When I say mountains, I'm thinking like Rocky Mountains, Andes Mountains, things like that. The UK does not have mountains like that. But yeah, we'll take a look at Caerphilly Mountain on Google Earth in a bit. And you'll see what I mean. It's not even close to a mountain. I don't know why it's called that. But let's see. Cardiff is not too far off. We'll talk about Cardiff in about 6-7 weeks from now on my channel. And you guys might remember I already covered Glenagwent over here. I guess I'll link my Wales, or it's actually my UK playlist. My UK playlist up there where I talk more about Wales. There's lots of videos about Scotland, England, and Northern Ireland in that playlist as well. But we talk about the areas of Wales I've already covered in there as well. I mean, there's not much to say about geography that doesn't go into the history, right? So let's get into history, I suppose, because all of the famous things that I would mention in geography are part of history, so I don't want to repeat myself. So, of course, this area has been inhabited for quite a long time. There's even some Roman habitation here as well. But, of course, the Welsh people created their own identity and culture that was quite separate from all of the Anglo-Saxon and Viking things happening over on that side of the island. Norman conquest and all of that. Wales was separate from that. The Welsh people were separate from that, but they would get very much involved as England became more and more prominent. Caerphilly is probably most famous for Caerphilly Castle, which you saw on the intro, and of course we'll take a look at on Google Earth. It is the largest castle in Wales and the second largest in the UK after Windsor Castle. And it never occurred to me why there are so many castles in Wales. Wales has the most castles in the world per capita. Pretty much you can throw a rock and you'll hit an old castle somewhere in Wales. There's a lot of them. I never realized why there are so many castles in Wales, and that's because as the English put more and more influence into Wales, the Welsh people pushed back, and the English needed a way to defend what they thought they should own in Wales and to stop the Welsh from attacking them. So they built a ton of castles throughout Wales, and that's how Caerphilly Castle came to be. Construction began in 1266 by Gilbert de Clare, and from what I understand, it never really finished. Am I remembering that right? I might be thinking of a different castle, because it was besieged quite a bit. The two most famous sieges of Caerphilly Castle were in 1316 by Llewellyn Bren and in 1403 by Owen Glendower. The castle would eventually just kind of fall into ruin after getting besieged so much it was beyond repair, although it was used here and there throughout history for small things, like it was used for a prison at one point. But nonetheless, the castle, the bones of the castle are still there. All the walls and turrets and towers and things are still kind of intact. It's really beautiful today. But yeah, it was built to try to suppress the Welsh people. I guess it did and didn't do that, did it? So this area of Wales was not much, not terrible too much history. What am I saying? There wasn't a lot of history happening in this corner of Wales, not until the mid-1700s, when coal production began. And Caerphilly County became a major coal-producing area. Sorry for the people being loud outside. Large coal-producing area. And that would continue until 1967, when all of the coal had been depleted and mining shut down. Today, Caerphilly is mostly famous for cheese. Caerphilly cheese, which I have never tasted, but it looks pretty good. And it's also famous for being the birthplace of Tommy Cooper, a very famous magician comedian in the UK. I watched some of his stuff before filming this. It was pretty clever. But that is essentially the history of Caerphilly County. One of those places that a lot happened long ago. Not so much now. It's a very quiet little part of Wales. So not much history to remark on after like the 1300s. But there is a lot to show you on Google Earth. So I'm going to wait for these people outside to stop talking, and then I'm going to pull up my tablet and we're going to check out Caerphilly County Borough on Google Earth. Here we are in Caerphilly County Borough. Now let's zoom out so you can see exactly where we are in the world. So here is Wales, this big chunk over here, part of the island of Great Britain, which includes Scotland, England, and Wales, which is part of the UK, which includes Scotland, England, Wales, and Northern Ireland. We are, of course, in this northwestern corner of Europe. France, not too far away. And yeah, I feel like everyone knows where the UK is located, right? But maybe not everyone knows where Wales is located. It is over here. So yeah, you can see that Wales is a bit more mountainy than the rest of the UK. That's all to do up there. It's the Highlands, right? But yeah, you can see the Brigham Beacons up there. But Caerphilly, not quite as mountainy. We'll talk about this in a minute, though. So let's look at the town, which that's not Caerphilly. It is down here. Here's the castle. I guess we gotta start with the castle, don't we? Isn't that neat? How it's built into this big moat area here. Right smack dab in the middle of the town. The town's very much sprung up around the castle, isn't it? And it's, if you closed your eyes and pictured a medieval ruined castle, you would think this, right? It's so pretty. But yeah, you can tell the areas that saw some action and battle, right? Parts that were besieged. And this tower is leaning. It's holding on for dear life. Big gate there, and of course the big, what's the name for the palace? Like, it's not courtyard. There's like a special word for a castle's interior. I can't remember my castle vocabulary right now. It's really pretty. That's neat. Turret there? Not turret. I can't remember my castle words. Big tunnel, I guess. Oh, the grand hall, I suppose. Big tapestry and fireplace. Where they'd have banquets and feasts, right? This is actually a statue of Jesus. It doesn't look like it from this angle. but he's holding up that leaning tower. And you can too, I suppose. There's a big dragon. I know they have lots of events here. I'm sure that's what that's for, but you know, Welsh love their dragons. I saw lots of pictures of people like, you know, Leaning Tower of Pisa-ing in their photos with that tower. Let's see. I think that was all I wanted to show you in town, to be honest. Here's the mountain, which you could put this in 3D. You can see that. This is not a mountain. This is quite a big hill. But you know what? I very much believe in calling people what they want to be called. If you want to be called a mountain, we can call you a mountain. That's up at the top there. Looks like a little aviation memorial there. Beautiful hiking trails. Big place to rest there, and you can see the town from up high. And crouch on top of that signpost. Bring your doggos. Oh, sweet. Big floofy doggos and sweet little yappy doggos. Beautiful wildflowers. That's a really pretty picture of this trail. On a snowy day, you can see the river all frosted and icy. I think those are flowers. There's the car park. But yeah, so that's Caerphilly Mountain. Oh yeah, Canadian Spitfire Pilot Memorial. I didn't even notice that. Does it see what happened? It doesn't. I assume it would be a plane crash. Let's see, there's a plaque here. Near this spot on 7/11/1941, Sergeant Pilot Ivan Raymond Trafford, Royal Canadian Air Force, was killed when his Spitfire aircraft crashed. Gone but not forgotten, a native of Brunswick, Canada. Yeah, that's sad. Little plane crash. We'd assume World War II related plane crash, right? It is 1941. Alright. I found lots of really good slideshows here. I'm trying to remember all the good ones. But there's a lot. As always, I'd highly encourage you to check this area out for yourself. Look at this at this park. Tell me when you see it. It's a giant horse. Look at that. That's so cool. It's Sultan the Pit Pony. Whoa. And then, you know, I wish that this was like, you know, an ancient thing, but it's clearly not. So cool. Lots of places to hike around it. There it is in the snow. But yeah, that's so neat. That would be neat to see in person. So cool. That puppy's there to see it. And look at this. Over here, Art's Big Hoofprints. Loud Car outside thinks it's also pretty neat. Thank you, Loud Car. Sultan the Pit Pony. How cool is that? I love that. But yeah. This is Blackwood. From what I read, that was a big coal area. Just outside the county, there's a Welsh coal mining experience, but we're not heading over there. Alright, over here is Cwmcarn Forest, which I hope is how you pronounce that. It's a really pretty spot. I was watching lots of videos of people hiking around it. If you look at it in 3D, it's quite hilly, right? Look at all these fun trails. And there's really, really pretty slideshows here. Look how lovely. They built some steps into that hill to help you out. Thank you. A cool playground with one of these horrible slides. Everyone knows that childhood experience of going down one of these slides on a hot day. Oh, just feeling the backs of your legs, the flesh just like burning off your skin as you slide. The worst feeling. But yeah, it's beautiful here. That is a statue of a deer. Don't be alarmed. Giant bees, they're also works of art. Don't be alarmed about the giant bees. Those think it's made of wicker. It's really cool. These are real ducks, though, in this little pond. Very sweet. And yeah, looks like little lodges there. That's pretty cool. A salmon. Lots of salmon. And a cool eagle, question mark, a little owl there. It's a neat little area. And of course, we're in Wales, so all of the signs are in Welsh and English. Right? The different walks you can take. This one's 1 hour, or sorry, half hour. This one's 6 hours, and this one's 4.5 hours. Goodness, Gesundheit. I saw that place over. I saw it tagged somewhere. There it is. Toon Barloom, I'm guessing. Big hill. Big, I guess like tumulus. Look at the sweet dogs. Oh my gosh. Another big hill marker up there. A snowy day. Sweet pups. Sweet cows. A beautiful sunset. And more sweet pups. Very nice. A place in Lord of the Rings with that font. Some sprouts growing up there, top of the hill. And this is another sweet pup. My goodness. But yeah, this area is so pretty. And all these little slideshows in this park are wonderful. As always, I highly recommend you check them out. Look at all these big hills in 3D. Make sure we don't wind up outside of the county. Let's see. There we go. We don't want to stray too far. Let's see. We were over here. Feels like we were just over here in Coomtillery. But it was quite a bit ago, wasn't it? And new Tredegar. We already talked about regular Tredegar. Goodness, what else did I have to show you? I feel like there's something up here at the top that I thought was really cool. Maybe it's this. Not sure what that is. Oh, Gorset Stone Circle. That's what it was. You know me and stone circles. I am a huge fan of stone circles. I'll be doing a history magazine talking about Stonehenge pretty soon, so look forward to that. I love stone circles. They're my favorite. Perfect little circle there. It's like I knew there was something up here I needed to show you. But yeah. Rimney Hill. But see, I think this is bigger than the mountain, right? The mountain, but it's all the wind turbines, windmills. But this is a hill, right? The other one's the mountain. Whatever you want to be called, I will call you that. This gorgeous countryside. Wales is so pretty. Even the most kind of like boring, banal, regular humdrum places in Wales, I think, are just so charming. So quaint and sweet. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to show you. Tales of Black Wolf. It's clearly a dog park. I love that. I think it was just a bunch of nature stuff I wanted to show you. But we've already looked at a bunch. I suppose we'll look at one more before we go. Oh, there's like castles and stuff all throughout here. Let's find a castle. You can't go too far in Wales without running into a castle. Let's see. We're gonna find one before we go, I promise. There's a whole bunch. I feel like when I was researching, I ran into like 4 or 5 castles in this county. don't remember where they were because they're all ruined. We're gonna find one though. We're gonna find at least one. I feel like there was one like over here though. I just saw Castle View, but that's we've already seen that castle. Let's see. Oh, there's a cairn. Another fancy word for a big hill. I think there was one near Blackwood. There's the big horse over there. Goodness, I don't remember. I swear I found like a bunch of different castles and I don't remember where they are. There's the pony. I have no idea. But we're gonna find one. We gotta find one. It's Wales. We're gonna find a castle. You have to. You know what? I'm gonna put the borders of the county back up real quick. Just in case we wander out. Let's look over here. We're gonna find one. I'm not giving up. I'm not quitting that easily. I know there's like a bunch. Farms, Christmas trees there. Well, that's a big hill there. Wind turbines up there. Oop. Did we reach the top? Yes. Let's look over here. Come on, Wales, don't let me down. What's this? Did we look at this? I think these are more cool rocks. Oop. It's a quarry. Where all the cool rocks came from. Goodness. Okay, let me go back. Back. It says I'm offline. That's unfortunate. Oh, I'm back online. Hooray. Thank you, tablet. We're gonna find one. I'm not giving up. I bet you were just sailing past a bunch and they're just not popping up. Yeah, see now my internet's fading out. Oh no. What's that? Oh, my internet. Oh, I probably have to restart Google Earth because the internet went out and back on. Well, okay. Let's do this then. So I don't want to restart Google Earth. You all are gonna go on. Oop, did it go? It went. You're all gonna go on Castle Quest. You're all gonna go to Caerphilly, and you're all gonna find a castle. That's not Caerphilly Castle. I think this is just a big hill. And you're gonna tell me in the comments where you found it. It'll be a little scavenger hunt. But I could have sworn. Where are we? There's the forest. I think I'm turned around. Just a smidge. There we go. I could have sworn that I found one near Caerphilly. Where did Caerphilly go? There's Blackwood. There's the forest. It should be easy to find because there's a big old castle. Here we go. That big old castle. I swear I found one like down here. I could have sworn, but look at how blobby it is because it's trying to load. I could have sworn I found one over here. probably way off. But, where's the town? Maybe over here somewhere. Google Earth's having a problem loading. I'm so disappointed. Yeah, you're all gonna have to go on a scavenger hunt and tell me all the castles that you found, because I know there's a bunch. I know there is. I've seen them. I just came across them randomly and didn't note where they are, because I was like, oh, I'll just find one live, because they're everywhere. And of course I haven't. Oh, I'm so disappointed. But anyway, yeah, you guys are gonna find the castles and let me know where you found one, okay? We're just gonna do that. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this style of content, please consider subscribing. Next, wait, where are we going next? Oh, next we're going to the Philippines. And there's a bunch of slideshows there to show you. Lots of beautiful forests and caves and lots of islands that we're going to explore. So there'll be lots of Google Earth then. So be sure to subscribe so you won't miss out. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts and castles down below in the comments. Wait. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh jeez. It's in Cardiff, right? I don't think this is in the county. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, come on, Google Earth. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Ah, it's Cardiff. But there's a castle. Okay. It's probably the one that I found. There's a castle here. Nope. I guess you could also just tell me what your favorite Welsh castle is, because there's hundreds. Yeah, this is the castle I found before, darn. It's really pretty, but it's not in the county. That was the one I was looking for. But I found others. I just have no idea where they were. I found some cool ruins and stuff. I have no idea where I found them. They're somewhere around here. But anyway, I hope that you found this video to be relaxing and educational, and I hope that you have a good